Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Lorraine 15551. 15551? Yes, that's the 15551. It's located on the north spawn of Westfield Encounter, and it's under the command of CaptDifficulty of Tomatoes United. And I did see his equipment. He had a rammer, a gun laying drive, and he also had the rotation device as well, which speeds up the aiming. Okay, this is the first time for CaptDifficulty sending in a replay, and he sent me a couple, so we've got a double video. He's looking for the enemies, found them. Okay, 155mm howitzer, capable of doing 630 alpha, if I remember correctly. 680 alpha, actually. I got it wrong. 45mm pen, which is not much pen, but it does have a good damage radius of 7.6 meters, between 12.25 and 27 seconds of stun, which is a large amount of stun. The first shot didn't go so well, but the reload is normally fast, so 28.76 seconds is the standard reload. 24.89 is CaptDifficulty, and it's quite a good name actually, CaptDifficulty as well. I like that one. Oh, what happened there? It bounced off his armor. We got a dud shell. It stunned the T-32 though, so at least we got something. Just hope one of our teammates actually hits the stunned tank. No, it didn't actually. It seemed like it bounced off and just exploded without actually doing any damage to the enemy. And I think we just located where one of the enemy Artys is, but he's just got a hit on the FB4005, and it looks like it was substantial, and he is already getting stun assist. And he's got his communications expert working, and that means extra skill for the crew. And the FB goes down, and he picked up all of the rest as stun assist. So it's a massive amount. 1,143 stun assist from the FB4005 alone. That makes that a very good target to hit. Bounce out on the 705, direct hit again. He's tracked the guy as well. Let's hope he takes some damage from one of our guys. He's actually sitting at the back, and the lurver's got shots on his side. And he's actually looking at the lurver right now. In fact, I think he wants to do mean things to the lurver. But hopefully we'll put a shot into him beforehand. There you go, rounds out. Direct hit. Only 28 hit points though. So, but it's the stun that counts. Look at that, 391 straight away because somebody smacked him. So we picked up the damage assist and more. Oh, this is a good one. We're already up to 2,171. So this is where the stun is sometimes more beneficial than the actual damage. He fires ahead, stuns him again, but he gets rid of the stun this time with his first aid kit. So obviously handed out the aspirin all around, and the crew are now working temporarily. And we lose sight of him. The lurver's pulled back. He did actually take quite a lot of damage from that 705, so I can understand why he did. Meanwhile, over in the cap area, which is being blocked at the moment by our T28, they've got an ISU 152K, 152, not a 152K. He just took a lot of damage, and he just got a hit. 215 for us, and stun, and the T28 hits him again. So you can see our stun assist is really rocking in this game. 2,500, 2,700 now exactly. And we're seeing enemy tanks going down, but it's only equalizing the score at the moment, so it's not a thing to celebrate. Not just yet. Let's not count our chickens. Oh, it overshot. If that hit the 705, I'm pretty sure that would have killed him, because he's only got 133 now, which means he's a one shot for a non-penetrating hit. I try to put the impact point just ahead of the vehicle, or near the tracks area, so I can get the hit right on target. That one hit the ridgeline. The 705 is definitely going to go down, and that Renegade was taking a hell of a chance driving in front of him, because he might have picked up an Arty shell coming towards the 705. We will get another shot in momentarily. Here we go. Yes! Got you. We're 2 up now. The enemy's starting to pay, but unfortunately, look down to the cap area, and you can see where the rest of their forces are. Unfortunately, they've gone around behind the T-28. We've got a prototypo round there, one of the new tanks. He dies. The Striv's still there, though, I think. There's a Striv S1, the premium wedge, or IKEA tank. I know we joke about that, but it is so funny when you see one of those up front, up close and personal. You think, oh, so unusual. You think, what actually gave the guy the idea to have an S tank? Possibly that he saw a tank that had been ammo-racked and thought, oh, well, it's got the turret now. It looks quite uninteresting, though, doesn't it? No, it's more than likely that he was actually thinking in terms of wedge designs. That was a very long-range shot, but only 116 hit points. But the Lorraine 155-51 is tracked, and our guys are now starting to turn up in the area. Yep, they're not that far away. The enemy soon retreat. There's only 3 of them left. Now there's only 2. They just lost their Panther Spy, and now they're starting to hurt. We're firing in at the same spot. Oh, he got him blind kill. Excellent. Remember where your enemy was last and fire at that spot. And he did, and he got himself a kill. That's good Arty playing, because Arty players do that sort of thing. Tank players don't. Tank players look away and they forget where the enemy was. Arty players don't. We remember. We're like elephants in that sense. We've got long memories. Oh, another one! And that's the last kill of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Captain Difficulty of Tomatoes United in the Lorraine 155mm51. He managed to get, well, only 3 tanks killed. He just got a bruiser medal out of that one. No other medals, unfortunately, but he did do a lot of damage to the enemy. It was a deserved ace tanker because he got so much stun assist in that game. Yes, the bruiser for getting 7 critical hits in this one. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage. He's a little way down the table. The top scorer in this game turned out to be the AMX Premier Prototype, who got 5,711 hit points of damage in the game. Second highest was the K91 PT, the one he wiped out right at the end of the game with a one-shot. 4,409 went to that guy, and 3,433 went to the Prototypo 6. When it came to kills, we can see, well, actually, we'll say Captain Difficulty got 1,482 first before we do that. Okay, so he's about mid-table. When it came to kills, though, he's actually at the top. He got 3 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the Chartier 4 and also to the AMX 30. Actually, it should be AMX 30 Premier Prototype. Okay, try and do it in French. And in joint second place, we've got the T28, who got 2 kills, the M44 Renegade, and the Prototypo 6, who managed to get 2 as well. When it came to base XP, we can see, yeah, it's actually the Premier Prototype who actually got 1,289, just beating Captain Difficulty with 1,208. It's all that stun assist. It really did pile it on for him. So yeah, he was picking the right targets. Targets that are actually in the sight of our teammates. And once he stunned them, our teammates did the rest, and he just picked it up. Beautiful. Anyway, the third player was the T28, who got 985, and he held the cap for a very long time to make sure our guys didn't get carried away. We look at detail, we can see that, oh, actually, before we do that, because I didn't mention it, was Captain Difficulty. Yes, I did mention that. Sorry. I'm beginning to forget what I did. Yes, if we look at detail, we can see he fired 13 rounds, but he got 8 direct hits, but none of them penetrated. But he did get 10 splashes, and it's the stun assist that really helped him. He got 1,482 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 5 of the enemy, but he got 3 kills, and he got 2,700 exactly from 8 stuns. And that's where the ace tanker came from. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a profit of 16,780 credits from the game. And he also got 2,416 experience points out of that one as well. So the first game, Lorraine, an ace tanker, a very good game indeed. Loved the way that he was stunning all those guys, making life very difficult for them. And then our teammates were having a lot of fun with the stun tank. Anyway, let's have a look at the second replay. Well, the second battle is on the Berlin map, and it took a lot of restarts to get this one working, because it just didn't want to go with the sound. But I've managed to get it working, and we've now got the engine sounds, which makes it so much better. Okay, the M40, M43 is what he's using, and that is the M43 with the 8-inch howitzer, 900 alpha, 52mm pen, 10.5 meters on the burst radius, and stun duration of between, well, you can see it there for yourself. He's also decided to carry some extra HE with no stun for 1100 alpha and 65mm pen, but no armor piercing at all, which is a good decision as far as I'm concerned, because really the armor piercing on the 8-inch, even though some people have had success with it, I've not. Okay. Well, looking towards where he expects the enemy to be, and the vehicle's turned. He's actually now looking to the south, and that Lynx just wiped out with one shot from a Progetto. Okay, we've got an LT432 moving quite fast through the center. He's doing a quick scouting run. We'll be able to put around in his path. Oh, yes, that was good. And he got rid of the stun very quickly and fixed his tracks. And he's moved off. So he's got some early damage there. Captain Difficulty has been watching our videos and watching other people's videos to, and he rather enjoys it as well. He thought he'd send in a replay or a couple of replays, and it's a good idea actually, because you never know what you might have. You might have absolute gold dust, and it's always nice to have a couple of your own videos, a couple of your own games on YouTube. You might be surprised, but some people literally have hundreds of videos through our channel on YouTube. Literally hundreds. Some people have so many, they've actually taken a lot of those videos and set up their own little channel with just their replays. Okay, that IS-32 is asking for it. Very silly to go side on to Arty, but he's going to pay the lesson, or pay the price for doing it. Any second now. Rouse out. Well, that was a big hit for 289. Not a penetrating shot because it hit the tracks, unfortunately. But he now knows he's side on to an Arty. He's not doing anything about it though, but he is taking fire, which means we're getting stun assist out of this. And oh, this is not good news. That is not good news at all. That's a GeForce 1008, which is the tank destroyer version with a 4-shot autoloader and a 105mm main gun. Yeah, we really do not want to receive any fire from that guy, but he is a good target as far as we're concerned. That one landed near him, not on him though. That might persuade him to come in our direction. But then we do have some teammates nearby who might persuade that GeForce that he's better off going back to the garage. A T10's come over to our side. And the T28 is also around. Looks like our guys have cleaned up in the south. And the enemy is being boxed into their corner of the map. There's the GeForce. We're almost ready for another go. He's looking for us, but he can't see us. Gonna blind fire? Not yet. He wants a better look. There he is. Let him have it. Beautiful. Right into the side. 335. Wasn't a pin, but it tracked him. And he's had to fix his tracks. He got rid of the stun though. But he didn't last very long. And that IS-32 is still out there. We've got a chieftain just the other side of the river. There's the IS-32. Obviously from the States, because he's put an old glory right over the roof of the vehicle, which is a bit weird because that's a Soviet vehicle with an American flag on top of it. What a shot! Right over the barricade into the side. You can see the impact point right on the center. That was 157 though. The T10's moving in on him. If we could stun him again, we're going to get some nice hit points when he dies. Okay, he's marked him. He's pressed the T key to say, I'm going to hit him. I love to do that, to tell people that's my target, so when I hit them, then they can follow up. Another good hit, and he's a one-shot now. 419 hit points. Can we have the rest of the stun assist? I think that may have been the shot from the T10 there, but we've got Arty firing at us. And he's accurate. He obviously saw where the shells were coming from, so we need to change position. Not just pull back, we need to move sideways a little. We're almost there. This guy is going to die, but there's an FB4005 over the other side of the river. I think we'll go with this one. He's a good enough target for the meanwhile. Yeah. He's out the game now. Okay, so if the enemy Arty, which happens to be an M40, M43 as well, does intend to fire at us, he's not going to be hitting us because we're not in the same spot again. Of course, you listen for that rumble of him firing. We haven't heard him for a while, which makes me wonder if he's reselected a new target or he's lost sight of us. He obviously didn't know CaptDifficulty's trick of keeping your eye on where the enemy was last seen, because if he'd done that, he would have actually fired a shell fairly near. And the enemy are down to just one player left, and it is the M40, M43. And we have an idea where he was seen, because we can look at the minimap and see the spot. It's in B0. So we could just look for the tracer. He's probably between those buildings there. Right on the corner. We've got one standard HE shell left and we're almost loaded. The T10 goes in. He's right up in the corner. So he did change position. I fire now. Rounds out. And he did get him. So 2 kills. Last one at the wire. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first mark of excellence for CaptDifficulty of Tomatoes United in the M40, M43. He got a second-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 5 exactly in that game. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in this one because it went to the Heshbarn on the enemy team. Did 4,994 hit points of damage. It was a tier 10 game. Second highest damage turned out to be the Batchat Barask, who got 3,558 on our team. And in third place, it's the Viz 55 we saw just killed towards the end of the game. He got 3,437. We can see here CaptDifficulty got 2,537, which puts him in the upper half of the scoreboard. When it came to kills, though, we can see top scorer was the T10 with 4 kills in that one. 3 kills went to the Heshbahn and also to the Skoda T50 on the enemy team. And 2 kills went to the E75, the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV, to CaptDifficulty, the Batchat Barask, and the Progetto M46. All got 2 kills. Only one player on the enemy team managed to get 2 kills. That was the Viz55. When it came to base XP, it's the Barask with 1,248. He's tops. T10 managed 1,102. Those were the only two who managed to get over 1,000 base. But we can see in third place, it was the E75, just followed by CaptDifficulty with 856. He fired 10 rounds in the game, got 6 direct hits on the enemy, and none of them penetrated. He did get 11 splashes, though. 2,537 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit by web splash from the enemy Arty, the M40, M43. He managed to work out where he was and put the shell in very accurately, just missed the actual vehicle. If he'd actually hit or struck the vehicle, I think he would have wiped us out, but he didn't. He landed it near, and therefore we only suffered a small amount of damage. 5 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, and he got 351 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a loss on this game, I'm afraid. 4,026 credits lost, and that's mostly down to the fact that he had to repair the vehicle. If he hadn't had to repair that vehicle, he would have made a profit. But he unfortunately got killed. Ideally, you should relocate after every shot just to make absolutely certain that the enemy keeps guessing where you are. And CaptDifficulty didn't move until, of course, he did get hit. And then he didn't move for a little while afterwards. Or he did move, but not too far away. Ideally, you should move sideways as well as back away from the impact point, because if you put a bit of sideways element into it, it's even more difficult for them to guess which side you actually move to. And there's less chance that they will actually get you again. He also picked up 1,712 experience points out of that one as well on ×2 game. So very well done for CaptDifficulty. 2 interesting games. I think the first one was much more better because he was stunning tanks, and then his teammates were doing all the work for him, but he was picking the right tanks to stun, and that's where he earned that ace tanker. I'm sure that both Talon and Angelina would love to get games like that, because if they did, they'd win their challenge, their weekend lion challenge straight away without any worry of any further games. In fact, I do have a game coming up for Talon and Angelina. In fact, actually, it's only Talon, because he's the only one who sent in replays last week, and so he won the weekend lion. But it's 2 interesting replays anyway, so we'll have those up very shortly. In fact, I seem to have a lot of dual replays coming up over the next few days, so do stick around, because you'll get to see 2 different battles, and that can be fun. Hope you enjoyed this one, and well done to CaptDifficulty for his first video on our channel. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.